Hey guys, welcome to the next tutorial. Start with outlining some mountains on the lower third of the face. Make them different sizes so that some look closer and some look further away. Fill in the mountains with grey face paint. Add some detail and shading with diluted black face paint, and I'm using a flat brush for this to get a little bit of texture. Now go back in, alternating between grey and black face paint to shade and highlight, and also use the black to outline the mountaintops. Keep on shading and highlighting until you're happy with the effect. Paint the neck black and then plan out where you'd like your trees. For this step, I just cut a wavy line out of a piece of card and I'm sponging on some light green face paint over the top, and the card just helps to get that initial wavy shape, which we're now going to build on top of using some other colours. So there's a powder blue, a sky blue, a little bit of royal blue and some bright green, some lavender, and then finally some darker purple and black on the perimeter. And we're going to layer those colours while they're still wet so that they somewhat merge together. Now I'm adding a few thinner lines to add a little bit of movement and detail to the design. I'm keeping lighter colours to the centre of the cloud, I guess you'd call it, and then I'm fading it out to the brighter colours and then to the darker. Now that the basic sky shades are down, I'm just re-highlighting the mountaintops where I imagine the light would hit them. So for this I'm using a mix of grey and white face paint. Back to the trees now. I'm using a fine brush to draw a line vertically wherever I want the trees, and then I'm flicking out and down to achieve a simple tree silhouette. Do this for as many trees as you want. You can't really have too many, but just make sure that the trees closer to the front of the picture are bigger and the ones further away are smaller. Highlight the trees using some really tiny white dots. Now using a stiff brush, I'm flicking on some white face paint around the sky to look like clusters of distant stars. If you go a bit crazy with the stars, you can just blend them out with a little bit of water. Just make sure it's not too much. For the rest of the neck and chest, I'm sponging on some purple face paint and blending that upward into the black. Use a medium brush to make a black lace effect choker. It's difficult to tell you how. It is basically just a series of thick and thin cross-hatched lines with some flower and swirl patterns thrown in, and a slightly bolder outline and a bit of a frill around the edges. Obviously this would be more helpful if I wasn't so low down, but you get the general idea. Place a few dots of lash glue around the sky area and use some different sizes of clear crystals to accent the stars. For the smaller jewels that I'm using, I find it easier to use tweezers. Now I was going to add a big crescent moon, but I wasn't feeling it, so I just covered that over with some purple and black and then did a smaller one instead. Lastly, for the sky, I'm adding even more white dots, this time using white liquid liner. Apply liquid liner and mascara to give the look a nice feminine finish. And that's it, all done. If you want to see more from me, please subscribe and click on the pictures to watch the next videos.